Welcome to Zero to AI, your first steps to working smarter in 2025. My name is Jam Anderson, and I am the CEO of Jam AI. And I want to get real with you for a second. We are stepping into a new era of business where AI isn't just a buzzword anymore, it's actually our new baseline. The entrepreneurs who want to win in 2025, well, they won't be the ones working harder. They'll be the ones working smarter, using AI to make faster decisions, create better content, and build a more scalable business. But I know AI can feel overwhelming, confusing, and even intimidating at times. So today, I'm going to show you how to go from zero to AI, even if you're not techie, even if you don't know where to start. And I'm going to show you how you can take your first steps to come up to speed. You don't need to know everything. You just need to take the action in the right direction. So that's what we're going to do today. So I want you to walk out of here with clarity, momentum, and a path forward that makes your 2025 the smartest, most scalable year yet. Here's what we're going to be covering today. I'll talk about what AI is, talk through just how we've got here, done for you AI, which I'll explain. We're going to talk about things that you have to use in 2025, like AI assistants. And I'm going to show you a whole new way to learn. And then we'll talk about ways that you can keep up. So you're an entrepreneur. You've already got a lot on your plate. You have offers to deliver, content to create, clients to serve, and probably a family to take care of too. So it's totally fair to ask, how am I supposed to learn this new thing when I barely have time to eat lunch? But here's the reframe I want to give to you. AI is not another thing to learn. It's the thing that helps you do everything else faster. It's not a school you have to go to. It's not a software you have to learn and master. It's not replacing your creativity or even you. It's amplifying it. It's you and your thoughts going fast with you at the helm. Imagine having a strategist, writer, marketing coach, and idea machine available 24/7, ready to help you launch, scale, and even grow without burning out. That's what AI can be, when you know how to use it the right way, at least. So today isn't about making your plate heavier, but it's about giving you the fork and knife and system to actually handle the plate. I want you to think about this. As of today, what's your biggest struggle as an entrepreneur? Think about this and hold on to it. And at the end of this, I'm hoping that you'll have a tool to help fix it. So keep that with you if you want to write it down. What is your biggest struggle today? It could be this week. I know that it changes day to day. I'm an entrepreneur right there with you. All right, so let's do a quick check-in. I want you to see if any of these things sound familiar. You have your business idea, but it's still kind of sitting in a Google Doc. You're posting content, but you're not really getting any leads from it. You're spending more time learning than launching. You're wearing all the hats and wondering how to scale without losing your mind. And yeah, you're not alone. I'm there with you, I swear. I just have found some tools to really help. So yeah, imagine that you have AI that is this tool that's fast, affordable, and available 24/7 to help you solve every one of these issues that you're running into. All right, so let's talk about how we used to do things back in 2021. So if we wanted to start a business, we'd have to build everything from scratch. We'd have to hire a team or stay stuck doing everything ourselves. We'd spend hours writing content, emails, blogs, sales pages. We would guess our way through launches, funnels, and strategies, just hoping that something would finally click. And now the new way. The new way is with AI. You can build an offer, a brand, a funnel in hours, maybe sometimes days if you make a lot of them, but it's definitely not months. You can use AI agents that act like your writer, your marketing director, your coach, your strategist, your Google Ads expert, whatever it is. You can automate 80% of what used to take you forever. You can now show up where it matters and let these tools handle the rest. You can launch, test, and refine in a day. Everything is way faster. So if somebody asks me, what is AI? I could get into the nitty-gritty of machine learning, deep learning. We could even talk through neural networks, but really, at its core, AI, artificial intelligence, is software that can think, learn, and respond like a human, but instantly. It's 24/7, and it doesn't need coffee or any vacation days. It's like hiring a writer, a strategist, assistant, and marketer all rolled into one. But it's a tool, not a person. Here's the key. AI doesn't replace your creativity. It doesn't replace your voice, and it doesn't really replace any of your experiences. It helps you express it faster, test it smarter, and execute better. You still make decisions. AI just helps you do it with more clarity, more speed, and a whole lot less guesswork. Think of this. Instead of spending 4 hours writing a sales email, you prompt AI, edit it, and send it in less than 15 minutes. Instead of staring at a blank page, AI will give you a first draft. Instead of researching your niche for hours, AI summarizes it in seconds. It's not magic, it's a tool. And once you learn how to do it, you become unstoppable. It's also super overwhelming if you just go out there and start looking at all of these tools. So 2023, there were 14,700 AI tools available. And now fast forward to 2025, the number has grown to about 57,933 tools, representing a significant increase of nearly 294%. And what's that implication? It means that we're all confused and overwhelmed, and we have no idea where to put our attention. In 2024, the global AI software market was valued at $98 billion. Forecast for 2030 is $391 billion a year. So if it's only going to be growing, how does one keep up? So I want to zoom out for a second because AI didn't just happen overnight. Back in 2022, AI was still something people associated with sci-fi movies or high-tech labs. Then something happened. Tools like ChatGPT and Bard went public, and everything changed. By 2023, we saw the AI market explode. 1/3 of generative AI, like ChatGPT, was used in some area of every business. Even manufacturing, which you don't think of as a high-tech industry, saw AI adoption reach 3.5 billion, with projections of 58 billion by 2030. And here's the kicker. Corporate profits jumped 45% in just 4 months, largely due to the AI adoption. We realized this wasn't a trend, this was a turning point. And now, fast forward to today. It's all gas, no brakes. We've seen advanced models like ChatGPT 4o and Google's Gemini hit the market. Major global events from the Super AI conference in Singapore to the Enterprise Generative AI Summit in California. Business leaders from across the nations are packing into these sessions, learning how they can implement AI. Innovation is everywhere. From that multimodal AI that understands text, images, and voice, and sometimes video, to tiny fast language models that run your phone. And yes, AI-powered robots are officially here. It's happening. It's not just a tech thing. This is a business shift. It's the same way the internet changed everything. AI is doing it again. So don't ask the question, is this for me? Ask, how fast can I adapt? So with all of that coming to a head, how can you implement AI into your business as an entrepreneur or solopreneur or somebody who's working in a smaller company? Well, I am lucky and I work with a team of amazing, smart individuals that get to look at trends and AI tools, and we get to test them all together. And we've seen these trends come up over and over again this year. We've seen trends in AI personalization, AI agents, and how learning has changed. So, from today, these are going to be the 3 must-know strategies for the rest of 2025. And, again, these will continue to evolve and change. The first one is personalized AI. And this is going to be personalized AI that your customers can use to get to know you better. So think about this. People want to be seen and they want to feel like you understand them. And now with AI, you can make custom tools to give them just that. So this is an example of a form that we have, and somebody will fill it out, and then there's, 3 to 5 slides. You don't want this to take any more than 3 minutes. This one's for a custom AI workout plan, and you fill it out. On the back end, this type form is trained by AI tools like a ChatGPT assistant. And that tool is trained by the frameworks and methodologies from famous personal trainers all across the country. And then at the end, you get a 30-day custom fitness plan. Back in the COVID days, I hired a trainer to build something like this for me after we did a survey, just like the one I just went through. And $900 later, unfortunately, I still had to work out for it to work. So that was a bummer. But the information that you can get is amazing based on how you want to train these AI tools. The next thing is you can build your team with AI agents. So this is one of my favorite strategies. And honestly, it's where things go from just cool to crazy powerful. You're not just using AI, you're building your own AI team. Each one has a clear role in your business. They don't try to do everything. They just do one thing really, really well. Like you can have a content creator, an email responder, your lead follow-up assistant, or even your brainstorming buddy. So I'll give you a real example. One of our inner circle agents is the content architect, and this agent helps you turn your weekly content pillars into emails, captions, and even podcast scripts. You can give it your theme, tone, and format, and boom, your content is done for the week in less than minutes. The best part? These agents are modular, meaning if you launch a new offer or pivot your content, you can swap out parts and retrain the agent or stack on a new one. There's no need to start over. When you're building a system, it grows with you. So don't think of AI as one big tool. Think of it as hiring a few smart interns who never sleep, never complain, and always follow the operating procedures. And they never ask for time off. Let me show you a few more examples. This is our Inner Circle by Jam AI, and this is our internal AI platform that sits on top of ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, and Gemini. So our members can go in and they can use any of these different agents, and then they can select the AI tool that works underneath it. So if I'm going to write a LinkedIn post, I usually will select Claude as my AI tool because it just does a better job of removing any sort of bias and sounding more human. If I'm going to do Facebook ads creator, I'm going to probably use ChatGPT with this agent because it's trained on how to create Facebook ads, and it'll take me step by step to create my custom ads. So each one of these is its own agent, and it's an expert in its exact topic. These are built in our Jam AI platform, like I mentioned, but there are ways to create a custom AI team in ChatGPT. So this is ChatGPT's GPT backend. And these are some of the GPTs that I've created for my clients and for my friends. Each one is created to do a very specific thing. And I'm going to show you how these work in just a moment. All right, the next thing I want to talk to you about is how we learn differently now. Notebook LM is pretty much changing the way that we can understand information and the way that we receive information. I'm just going to share my screen and take you over to a different window because to understand Notebook LM is to see it. So I'm going to take you into Notebook LM. This is a Google product. You can see the URL is notebooklm.google.com. It's free and it's amazing. So each one of these is a different notebook. Each one of these is a different topic. I'm going to go into one that's already built. So actually, let me do one without so many sources. All right. So this one was how to create marketing strategies for business growth. And basically, what you can do is you can add any sort of resource. You could add YouTube videos, you could add website links, text, Google document slides, you can do audio, video, PDF. You get the point here. You can have up to 300 different sources. The most I've ever gone to is about 70. But when you think about the time you can save, think of 300 YouTube videos on, I don't know, let's say cybersecurity. If you had the time to watch 300 YouTube videos on cybersecurity, do you think you would be some sort of cybersecurity expert after? Most likely. You'd probably know so much about the topic. Well, you can go ahead and put it inside of here. And then basically there's a chat area where you can chat with the information from that content. So you can say, overall, what should a solopreneur take from these YouTube videos? So you can just do something like that, like add a regular question. And that's where this area will populate. It does cite all of its sources too, which is great. So if you're somebody who's looking for facts and information that you have to cite, I think this is a great tool. So it gives me, what it thinks that I should do to grow my business based, as a solopreneur. If I like this answer and I want to keep it, I would hit add note. If I want to listen to the audio overview, I would click this. Over here, there's other suggestions. So I could create a FAQ of all the source information. I could create a briefing doc, a study guide. And this is one of the coolest parts. You can actually create a podcast where you can tell it specifically what to talk about. So create a podcast episode for Jam Out AI about how solopreneurs should market in 2025. You don't really have to fix your typos anyway. They know everything. They know what we mean. So while that's developing, I'm going to step back and we're going to go over to ChatGPT and I'm going to show you the custom GPTs that I was talking about earlier. So you can see here, I've had a bunch created and we'll make one today just for fun together. So let's call this one, let's see, how about springtime dinner recipes. Okay, so create easy recipes for springtime with spring themes. Again, don't really have to fix your typing, but whatever. All right, I'm going to copy this and you can go ahead and create instructions and put them in here, or you can chat with ChatGPT and say, I want this to create easy recipes with spring themes. This is kind of a silly one to create, but if I wanted to base it off of a specific chef or somebody who's published books on different recipes, or if I wanted it to follow a certain diet or nutrition plan, I would find those PDFs and I would add them into my GPT. But let's see what this comes up with, because part of the fun of creating these is that you never really know what it will come up with. I'm gonna say sure, and then let's just say make everything gluten-free. There, now we have a little bit more of a spin. So on the back end, it's creating a profile picture and it's also giving instructions to our GPT. And then it's giving us, ideas to ask it things. All right, spring table, gluten-free. Cool. So I'm gonna go to configure. You can see it's given it some instructions for me, conversation starters. And if I did have some sort of recipe book I wanted to have it, pull from or use, I would put it here and you just upload the file. Over here is where you can just test it. So we'll say, give me a spring themed pasta recipe. And here we go. It's giving this instructions and recipe. So I know this is not a business related GPT, but I wanted to do that on purpose because I find when I go right into business ones that people only think about business ones. And I want you to think about how you can be really creative and what your business actually does and how you could bring your creativity into your GPT. I also want to show you our custom theme in here. Let's see here. So this is our inner circle by JamAI. So I just wanted to show you what this looks like because I know it's hard to think about multimodal platforms. So let's go ahead and just do the LinkedIn post writer. Here's where I mentioned you could do Claude or Perplexity, whatever you want. You could try different versions of ChatGPT. So we'll say write a LinkedIn post about how AI is changing marketing in 2025. So again, these are specifically created to do the thing that they're supposed to do. So this is only supposed to be good at creating content for LinkedIn. So it looks like it made more of like a AI, or sorry, a LinkedIn article, which is great. So I would say make it short for a post and interactive. Let's see what it does there. So here, asking questions, all of that good type of stuff. Let's do another one. So
I didn't get that.
Oops, sorry, another AI thing is talking to me. Let's see. A YouTube assistant. This is great because if you have a YouTube channel, there's specific SEO that you're supposed to do to write your descriptions. That's how I use this is I'll tell it about my video, and then it'll give me a optimized title and description. So I'll say topic is 0 to AI. Audience is entrepreneurs. We'll just go with that. Obviously, it asked me more questions. I would have given it more information if I was actually doing this. So yeah, gave me the whole thing. Perfect. I could paste this right into YouTube with my video and just go from there. You can also just use it as a regular chat and not use it as with any of these assistants. And there's a prompt library and everything like that as well. So it's a pretty great tool to use. Let me go back to my presentation here. All right, so here's a QR code to Notebook LM. Definitely give it a try and see what else you like about it. I wanted to quickly touch on these other tools. As you saw before, there's so many other tools out there for AI, and there's so many that will scam you or are hard to use or just not good for business owners. And so I have these on my freebies page. I have a link to each one and kind of how a business owner should use these. But just really quickly, I'm going to touch on each one. Fathom AI allows you to record your Zoom calls or your in-person meetings, and it summarizes them, gives you a transcript, and even gives you a chat bot where you can chat back and forth with it and kind of learn, next steps. Or if you have a Zoom meeting and you can't get back to working on that project for a little while, you can go back and refresh your memory without listening to the entire meeting. This is an image of make.com, and this is where real automation is actually taking place. And this is something that's really going to be in your face, I'd say a year from now. So it's real automation, meaning like you hang up from a Firefly's AI call or a Zoom call, and it goes through multiple steps on its own, where it's creating content and posting content for you without any of your interaction. This is pi.ai. I put a little free thing here because you can use it for free. Pi.ai is one of my favorite AI tools. It's a EQ AI, so it's emotional intelligence. And honestly, it's pretty much a therapist in your pocket. There's an app for this where you can just go voice to voice, and it definitely feels very real, and it's given me some really great advice. This is just the inside of Gemini. I want you to take a look at it. It has a new image studio and it's creating some really awesome images. So I definitely suggest giving it a try. Of course, ChatGPT, the free version is great. You can't make custom GPTs on the free version, just so you know, but ChatGPT is still my favorite chatbot by far. Perplexity, this is the new AI search. So you can search for something, but then also have a conversation about your search results. It also cites its sources. So if you're looking for things like stock market prices or financial facts or the score from a basketball game or something, you would want to use something like Perplexity and not ChatGPT. This is Hey Jen. You could actually create an avatar of yourself and create a video using your own avatar, or you can use the avatars in here. I've seen multiple commercials, TikToks, Instagram reels of these exact avatars, and people have no idea that they are AI. A little bit scary, a little bit cool. If you are in social media and you don't want to show your face, this is a great, great option. Claude AI. Claude is a amazing platform. It's built by a company called Anthropic. They have a really big, they have a huge API, so a lot of different developers use Claude for different platforms, but this is the one that's built without any sort of bias and really creates great content that feels very thoughtful. It's one of those things where you have to explain. One of our jam members likes to create their content in ChatGPT and then send it through Claude for a final pass with their tone and everything that they like to put in there. And it's how she builds her email newsletters, her blogs. It's how she builds her podcast scripts. So pretty interesting. Definitely suggest it. Midjourney is the last tool I want to talk about. If you're interested in creating AI images that don't look AI or just very artistic, this is a amazing, amazing platform. I was one of the first adopters of this back in 2022, and I feel very proud when I see how far it's come. It's really amazing what they've been able to do. So I want to offer you this. This is a free download to help you build the business you can't stop thinking about. And what you'll get is a downloadable guide that goes with our JAM methodology, which JAM is an acronym which stands for Just Start, Automate, and Monetize. And in this download, you'll get every step that you need to build your business. However, we do hope that you will join us in Club Jam so that you can use our Jam bots and AI agents to help you along the way. As you can see here, we've infused our AI agents with the energy of creators like Oprah. And, it's because business isn't just about strategy, it's about connection, service, and impact. You're not building alone. When you use AI, and especially our AI tools, you're building with the minds of Hermosi, Amy Porterfield, as we mentioned, Oprah, and many others. Dan Kennedy, we modeled his direct response marketing. Russell Brunson, his funnels and positioning. Jay Abraham with strategic partnerships and leverage. And Amy Porterfield for list building and email marketing. And Oprah's there to help with storytelling, soul, and building an authentic connection that scales. So this download will get you access to that workbook, but we would love for you to join us in Club Jam so that you can see what's possible with AI. So knowing what's possible and executing, I know, is the hard part. You don't need more ideas. You need structure, tools, and you need to save time. And you can do that when you're inside Club Jam. So what you'll get is the Jam method, which is our course that helps you launch, automate, and monetize your business fast with AI tools. The AI Club Society gives you 24/7 access to AI training. That's our biggest course. We've been building on it since 2022. You can learn things like how to use AI for sales and marketing, how to use Midjourney. We have a whole program in there on how to create a book, how to write and publish your book with AI. Jam-packed business bootcamp is in there. Shows you how to launch your business, whether you're starting or maybe you just want to re-platform and bring more AI into your business. We talk through different platforms you should use as you should launch, from websites to email to Google Ads and how to grow with Meta ads. So this is a great boot camp if you're just trying to get launched and up there. We did launch our school, which is our private community for entrepreneurs, because we know it's lonely being an entrepreneur. And I also know what I'm an expert of, and I'm an expert of helping build your digital business online. But I'm not an expert in, say, like legal jargon around creating your LLC, or I'm not an expert in Google Ads, but luckily I have people on my team that are. So we want to create this community where you can come and you can add what you're good at and you can share what you're good at and you can meet people who are in the same phase as you are. This is a newer community, so please join and help us become active on that platform. And then finally, the Inner Circle platform does come with your Club Jam membership as well, and that's the platform that you saw today. So if you're ready to build the business you've been thinking about, please join us. And I am going to offer, which we never do, with this, you'll get 20% off of Club Jam today. So if you wanted to join, please join this today. Otherwise, just take a look at our website and you could learn more and decide if you want to join later. But this will be good for just today. Well, I want to thank you so much for having me today, and let's see if there's any questions.